Hey guys, welcome back to Adventure Camping Tactical Nut here, and as you can see quite plainly, I am back out in the woods. And today's going to be another day to do some shooting. Right, I'm out in Uwharrie National Forest once again. Surprise, surprise. As you can tell, I do kind of like this place. But I brought the Smith&Wesson, the 22 with me. I want to get some more trigger time on that. As you've seen, if you've been keeping up with the channel at all, 350 rounds through it so far, with only 2 failures. So out of a 22, that's pretty outstanding in my book. But the real purpose for today, kind of, is a redemption video, so to speak. I do possess, and I have shot on video, Smith&Wesson Sigma 9VE, right? Now this was sort of like Smith&Wesson's Glock knockoff that I believe they were sued for, and I can't remember if it came out that they got to pay a royalty to Glock, or if it was just a slight enough difference that they didn't have to worry about it. But either way, basically it's a Glock knockoff. Well, the last video I did with it, I had changed the striker spring in it to try to reduce the what do you call it? Trigger pull, right? Because it does have a 10-pound pull on it, and it is, I'm just going to go ahead and say it outright, it's not a good trigger, right? It's gritty, it's heavy, but for the longest time nobody's made an aftermarket trigger for it. So like I said, I reduced switched out the striker spring, put it in a competition spring. Well, prior to shooting the video, I had shot probably 500 rounds on it, and then it started to malfunction. I was getting, like, every other round was a light primer strike. So I haven't shown any video of me shooting that thing since I've switched out the spring back out to the original, and it's been 100% flawless. So that's one thing I will give the gun credit for, is that it's been 100% reliable with the right equipment in it, or I won't even say the right equipment. Since it was a competition spring, it wasn't intended to last a long time, because it even says it on there, or that it could potentially cause light primer strikes. So that is not a fault of the firearm in any way, shape, or form, so I don't want to put that against it. I just remembered I left my targets in the car. Yeah. Oh, who cares, man, right? I can always find something to get down tree, since there's, as always, see behind me, there's lots of that going on out here. Has been for multiple years now, coming out here. Just doesn't bother me. They're not across the trail. All right, so that's the main purpose of the day. Get some trigger time in 2 guns. Gorgeous weather today, kind of. It is sunny the whole way in. Started getting overcast just as I was getting to the place I was going to park. So it's still a little overcast now, but you can see mostly clear skies. There's possibility of rain, off and on a few times, but should be mostly clear. About 60 degrees, so temperature-wise, it actually feels a lot warmer. That's what they said it was going to be today, 60 to 60, maybe 2. As you can see, not bringing much. Got the 22 pistol in the bag, the High Sierra Designs hydration pack, which is outstanding. Just a little bit of ammo and snacks and water. As far as shooting goes, lightweight, but when you got nothing but guns and ammo, it's never really that way lightweight, is it? All right, so this is all the filming I'm going to do for the hike. Y'all have seen the Dutchman Creek Trail 100 times with me, so next stop will be my shooting location. See you in a minute. So I kind of lied. One funny story. behind me is where I usually cut down to go out and shoot and camp. You've seen a bunch of different times. Now, as you can tell, the reason why I picked this area is because this right here is the dip in the middle of a huge ravine. Right, so this way it's built up on either side. I go really far back that way. Well, I'll say really far, several hundred yards way down that way. Well, one night I came out here to hike and camp, and I got here and it got dark on my hike in. So I was only hiking by headlamp. And so I was going down that area like I always do. And there's some pretty steep downhill, short downhill spots. But you know, doing it at night, not all the safest, even with a headlamp. So I got to a point, I'm searching around and I couldn't find a spot to camp. You know, there was a lot of down trees in the area, which I didn't expect because there hadn't been that way out this area before. And so eventually I just had to find something, right? Because it was like, I would say 9:30. And so of course in the fall, you know, it was already dark, or very dark. So throw the hammock up, you know, get a fire started, all that kind of stuff. And then wake up in the morning and started laughing, you know, because I thought I was really down deep in this ravine. When I wake up, I'm sitting by the fire. I see some people hiking up, and I look over as they start to pass, and they are literally like 5 feet away from me. So somehow in the dark, I made my way down the canyon, or that ridge, and then made my way back up, not knowing it, because it was so dark. And the headlamp I was using at the time, not awesome. Got a good, you know, really good one now. But I was literally, because I'm coming up on it now, it's just what I'm gonna show you. The reason why I thought about this is because, and you can't tell it now, but here all these down trees are. This is where I camped. This is the trail. And literally between those two trees is where I was hanging my hammock. So maybe 15 feet off the trail. Well, at least I didn't look extremely stupid and hang my hammock across the trail. But I surely did not expect it to be sleeping right beside it. Alright, just a little amusing story. You may not find it amusing at all. But I did, so I thought I'd share. Alright, okay, ladies and gentlemen, I am at my shooting location. Since I forgot my targets, I am going to be shooting into the base of two trees. I am not at the last location where you saw me shoot the 22. This is a completely different location. I have nothing here but a big mountain behind me. But like I said, all I'm going to be doing is shooting into the base of two trees that have fallen over. And it almost looks like one tree, one long tree with two root bases. Kind of strange. I'll show you in a second. But the main reason for this is I want to show the functionality of the Smith&Wesson, right? It's more of a, I was going to do some accuracy shooting to show you that it is an accurate firearm, but I forgot the targets. So, it is what it is. It's just going to be a functionality test today to show you that it is reliable. Right now I'm going to be shooting Max Tech. I bought this back when ammo was getting impossible to find. Each time I'd go into the store, if I just happened to see 9mm, I'd pick up a box. So now that it's coming back, you know, I can start shooting off this kind of stuff. I got one box of this. I got about 25 rounds of that tool ammo. And yeah, we're just going to be doing some, you know, transition one target to another. Double taps, maybe some triple taps, just to show you, yeah, how it functions. Now I also do have with me, but probably not going to shoot any, hollow points. I think it's Georgia ammunition. I got it at a gun show one time. I bought several bags of it. It was $13 for 50 rounds for remanufactured hollow points. They do shoot flawlessly. They cycle perfectly. They are accurate, but as I always kind of tell people and recommend, I never go home with an empty gun. I never shoot all the ammunition I'm going to have. That way, if I'm on my way home, something happens, somebody gets stupid, I can respond if I have to. You know, it's the last effort. But yeah, these are great. When I get home, if it's a different company, I'll put it in the description box below. But it does shoot great. It is low cost. I wish I would have known about it ahead of time. I would have bought, you know, a box of 500 or something. Because I think they had 500 rounds for like $100, $110. I mean, holy crap, it was awesome. But I didn't have the money at the time. All right, ladies and gentlemen, Smith&Wesson Sigma 9VE. I've never done a review of this gun. I will be doing that soon after I get the accuracy testing done. But for now, let's show what it can do. See, automatically in a weaver stance. Oh well. Yeah, flinch. Ate them all. And just so you know, I've never actually shot this kind of ammo before out of this gun. So, it's good to see it's doing what it's supposed to. Grouping, I mean, not bad. Once again, I've never double tapped with this one just because none of the indoor ranges do it, and I'm so used to just bullseye shooting when I go out. So it's good to see it's not bad. All right. Oh, just to show you what I'm actually shooting at. I will turn the camera this way. Shooting into the base of here and base of here. Let's see if we can shot group there. And this one, where's my finger? Right there. That one's coming out really good. For some reason I shoot better going towards my left than to my right, because you can see these are, oops, kind of spaced out a little bit right there. But, I mean, right there, I'll take that all day, every day. All right, let me load this back up. Oops, I zoomed in on myself. All right, let me get it going. Back all right, ladies and gentlemen, loaded up. I got 10 rounds in each mag. In case you're not much of a shooter and you wonder why shooting can get so expensive so fast, is okay, that first clip, that was 30 rounds, right? I got 10 in each of these mags. That makes for 20. That's a box of 50, and that takes all of about 2 minutes, right? So it can add up quick, but it's a ton of fun. I love to be out. This ammunition down here is expensive, or inexpensive. I think I paid like $10 for that box. Tool ammo is about the same. But man, it's just so much fun. Now, every time I take it out, I've shot this thing, I probably have, maybe at this point, close to 2,000 rounds through it. Give or take a couple hundred, maybe. A little over, a little under. But every time I go out to shoot it, this has a 10-pound double action only trigger. Always takes me a magazine or two to get used to it again, you know, because if I've taken out the Springfield, because I love shooting my Springfield XD, if I shot somebody's other guns, you know, stuff like that, I have to get used to that again. So it's like I'll start to pull. You maybe have saw it last time. You start to pull, but it didn't go because it's such a long trigger pull, because that 10 pounds it's far to go. But the biggest thing is that it's reliable. What I'm going to do, just do a little bit more, put my ears in, load up with the tool, have a little more fun, just show you that it's working. And hopefully over time, my skills are getting better. Always do better going left. Huh. Not sure if that really even means anything, but guess it's good to know which direction you shoot best, right? In case you ever need the information for something. All right. It's working. Let me put in the tool. I love it when the sun comes out. All right, last 2 mags. Smith&Wesson Sigma 9 VE. Just as a point, so you know, has 2 16-round mags is what it comes with. So adequate firepower. It does mag release on one side only, so not here. The whole point of it was being like a budget a budget Glock, basically. And I will say I got mine, this was a couple years ago. This is the first generation of it. A couple years ago I got it for $268 on Gunbroker. So I got a great deal on it, but like I said, the trigger sucks. But they now have aftermarket triggers. I have seen go for, it's just the springs for it for like 25 bucks. So I think I'm going to give that a try, because I have handled and dry fired the 2nd generation of this. And if I'm not mistaken, the trigger pull is still 10 pounds, but it's like half the distance. It's a very short, crisp, clean pull. So the trigger is way better than this one. Had I known that they were going to upgrade it, I'd have waited. But I mean, it's not bad. I mean, for 25 bucks, if I can get the new springs, I'll be happy. 5 pounds is way better than 10. So let me get my ears in. And we're almost out of the 9mm, and it goes fast. They say time flies when you're having fun. So does the money. All right. Yep. See, you just got to be really deliberate with that trigger so long. I mean, I'm telling you, I love shooting. If I could afford to do it all day, every day, I would. If anybody wants to hire me for that, just saying. Yeah. Hate it when I do that. Just got that longer pull, so you start to go and you're like, anticipate it, jerk it. Oh well. You get to shoot, it's okay if you make a mistake. That's what it's all about, that's why we train. Let me give you an idea. Hopefully I'll be able to show you. The big part of the bark is coming off. Alright, right there. And as you can see, that's grouping pretty well right there. There's a big chunk coming off. There's a finger right down here at the bottom. Most of the group's up here, so I was shooting in 2 different spots. And then right here, as you can see, right in the finger, big spot right here with some scattering up here a little bit. So I definitely shoot better. Oops, wow, sorry. Facing in this direction. Honestly, I don't think there's any real importance to that at all, but you know, just more data. So, but I did notice even shooting with the 22 the other day, going this way, I seem to be more accurate than going this way. All right, maybe it's just I'm paying more attention to the trigger in one spot than the other, or my sight picture. I am definitely working very deliberately dry firing at home and stuff like that, on the focusing on my front sight a lot more. So hopefully that will really keep improving my game here. All right, so as you can see, not one hiccup. And I mean, you're literally, I know you just got to take my word for it. Hopefully you can tell by the fact that this is the first generation. I literally probably have 2,000 rounds through this, and the only really issues that I ever had was after putting about 500 rounds on that competition striker spring. Because you would see me in that video, I'd fire once and then you'd see click. Oh man, I was getting so frustrated, it was ridiculous. But like I said, I switched the spring back in. It's doing good so far. Alright, so yeah, and that's been, what, 500 rounds since then? Okay. Hope this helps you in deciding on whether to buy sometimes just an inexpensive firearm to plink around with. Because, I mean, and this is me, my opinion, not every firearm that you have to buy has to be a go-to-war firearm, right? If you just want to plink around and you don't, you have a carry gun that you like to shoot, it's a $1,000 gun, sometimes having one of these to plink around with so you don't care what happens to it, and you can put a lot more rounds through it without messing up your carry gun, or I don't know, you're going out in really bad conditions, you're going to be camping, hiking, maybe a backpacking trip or something, and you don't want to carry that expensive firearm. Hey, sometimes buying an inexpensive one's the way to go. But like you can see, I mean, if I can put 2,000 rounds through this with no problems, why not, right? Why not? Alright, now it's time to pull out the Smith&Wesson 22 Compact. Have a little more fun. Okay guys, be prepared, have fun.